Hi all. Today we will discuss about what is the header and what is the params on the HTTP GET request. If you observe what is the second parameter of the HTTP GET request, you can find out the headers and params. So this is we are going to discuss in this video. So first of all, what is the use of the headers? Request of if you see get request here, every request contained to the HTTP header section. See here, this is the HTTP header section is the request headers here. So these are all the built-in HTTP headers for this HTTP GET request. Suppose if you wanted to write your own HTTP header, you can write that one your HTTP header by using the header section of the HTTP GET request. Okay. So in this place you can write the your own HTTP header request. Okay. So now how I have to add the HTTP GET request? Once I have added that my own HTTP header, what will happen to this request? Okay, we will see. First step is create the one local variable and assign the new HTTP header related value to that local variable. Okay. Here I need to write the header section, right? So header section in the sense here. So here this headers I am passing this local variable to the header section. Okay. Now headers start HTTP headers. Okay. This way you have to add your own header. So by default, if you observe, these are the default HTTP headers of this HTTP request. So not only this HTTP request, if you take the put, delete and the post operations, so the same default parameters are passing to the API. So once you assign this HTTP headers to the header section, you can see this your own custom header under the request headers section here. So always every request contain to the three parts. One is the response header and a request header. So response header in the sense what you are expecting the data, I mean which format you are expecting the data from the web server. That you can see under the response headers and request headers. So which kind of data you are going to pass to the web API. So right now I am passing these default parameters. So these default parameters automatically designed by the Angular HTTP GET request. Okay, you no need to explicitly give this kind of parameters under the HTTP GET request. So right now what I am doing, I am creating my own header section because of I just wanted to give this my own header section to the API. Okay, now if you see here in the request header, you can find custom HTTP header. So see here, this is the technology Angular is the custom header right now. So this is not part of the default HTTP header. This is the custom header of this HTTP GET request. Okay. So by using the header section, you can create your own HTTP header. Not only on that, suppose if you wanted to change the application type, I mean if you wanted to change the accept parameter. So right now, as per now, it is accepting the application JSON. I mean accepting the application JSON in the sense, suppose if we take the post request, okay, here not only post request, you can see the update request, anything. If you watch here, this is the content. Okay, this content by default Angular here it's giving the application JSON format to the web server. Okay, so by default here see please remember this point, update customer object. Okay, when I transfer this update customer to web server, automatically it is converting to the application JSON. Because of if you watch the request header, by default you can see here application JSON format it is converting. But right now, if I wanted to change the different format, okay, this is the right now as per now application customer format is object is converting to the what is happening application JSON. Okay, but if I'm going to pass the here object is, let me say that object is some XML object. Okay, XML node, that is XML object. XML version 1.0 can say, and this XML object, okay, contain to the any kind of data. Let me say that employee, okay, this employee into the one node, that is the ID, okay. I wanted to pass this object, this XML object, to the this update customer. So there is some requirement, I got it. I wanted to pass this XML object to the this update customer. So that time, what you have to do, you have to convert this XML object into the application XML format. There is a one MIME type. Application is the application JSON is the one MIME type. Application XML is the one more MIME type. You have to configure this XML. Okay, you have to configure this XML. Then only web server can understand this format is in the this update customer is having the XML format. So in this way also you can design by the header section. Okay, so accordingly once you send the XML object to the web server, so here the web server is the IIS. So if you see here web server in the response headers, see server is the Microsoft IIS server. So this server needs to understand this is the XML format data. You should not understand this is the application JSON format. So what you have to tell to that IIS, this is in the format of application XML. So for that reason, you have to prepare the you have to prepare the application header. You have to prepare the header section like application XML. Okay, the content type, this is the content, right? You can say this is the content, you can say this is the body, any kind of you can say. So but this content or body, you should be designed as a application XML. So you should design this is the application XML by the header section. Okay, now here headers, here you have to put the IIS, right? This is the application XML. New headers, content type, application XML. So if you wanted to cross check this application XML, here new HTTP headers. So if you wanted to see this application type for the IIS as per now, okay, see here, it is the application JSON. Where is that application? So application JSON. What is the content type? Application JSON. Okay. So like how we are getting the response from the how we are getting the response from the IIS, that is application JSON. But as per now, I have to give to the IIS. Okay, this IIS in the format of application XML. So by default, content type won't be wrapped under the request header. See here, request header, if you see, there is no content type here. Okay, content type, there is no content type. Content type is up to us only. So you have to prepare the content type from the header section. Don't confuse that. Content type is the different and this is the different. Technology is the different. If you wanted to append any kind of MIME type, let me say that application JSON or text XML, text HTML, plain text, any kind of that. If you wanted to append your, or if you wanted to design your own, MIME type, so then you have to use the content type only, content type key. Okay, so you should not use the different custom keys. You should design by using the content type key only. So like how we are getting the response from the IIS, right? The same way you have to design from the request header section. So right now I am telling to the web servers, take this header section, so take this content as a application XML. So as per now, right now this update customer is accepting the application JSON only. But this is just my suggestion. When you are going to design XML related formats, you have to create the one header section for the application XML. Okay. Second thing is params key. So params key also looks like a HTTP headers, But params, once you write the code for the params, you can see the params related updation in the URL. Okay, in the URL you can see that updation. You can't see here, you can see here. Once I'm going to add the param, so you can see, please watch here. Right now I'm having the there is no params for this customer. So if I write the params, it is nothing but a router parameters is the, right, the same concept. Router parameters, how we are going to add the query parameters for the router. The same way, if you wanted to add the your own parameter, like if you wanted to add the token, so like a user token, if you wanted to add, the best places you can use by using the HTTP params. But the difference is, one more difference is, HTTP params you have to assign by using set method. Okay, so right now I am writing user token. User token. Not if you wanted to if you wanted to append multiple parameters, you can append the multiple parameters also. Any extra information to existing parameters also, you can append that. Okay, so right now I wanted to append one more parameter for this HTTP params. So this dot HTTP params is equal to this dot HTTP params dot append. Here I wanted to add the one more parameter. Let me say that is a customer ID. Okay, customer ID 1. Okay, let me okay. Now I wanted to add two parameters. Now I have added two parameters. Okay, one is the customer ID, one is the user token. You can see these two parameters near this URL. Okay. Now save. No, before save that, we have to assign these parameters in the parameter section, right? HTTP params. Okay. Now, so right now I am adding the header section and the params related data to this HTTP get request. Okay, save. So you are checking the user token and the customer ID value. You can see in the request section also. This is the response header. So request header. In the request header, you can see that near API path, and as well as you can see that one more parameter, that is query string parameters. So this is so once you design the parameters for the HTTP get request, you can get the data like this. Okay. So these are the HTTP params and HTTP headers for your entire application. Like if you wanted to pass any global information from the HTTP request, then you can pass that global information from the HTTP parameters. So HTTP parameters always you should be passed as the, generally we are going to pass the user tokens related or something, user customer IDs, and if you say that what is the role of that particular customer. So generally we are passing the parameters like that. And HTTP headers, in the sense, if you wanted to change your HTTP request, like I just now have prepared the application XML, right? In case if you are having the XML object, so in this way you have to prepare the HTTP header also. But moreover, if you wanted to create your own header section, you can create your own header section by using the HTTP headers. Okay. Next lecturer, I will come up with response type and observe and response type. These two are also important for the HTTP request. Okay, we will see these two parameters in the next lectures. Thank you so much.